Morning, everyone. My name is Eugene Nicandri. I'm chairman of the Economic Development Board. Uh, I'd like to welcome the other members of the board, Dennis Trainer and Andrew Silver. I'd also like to welcome the Power Authority staff members who are participating as well by video conference call. This board meeting is scheduled pursuant to the open meetings law of the state of New York, and I would call the meeting to order under the bylaws of the Economic Development Power Allocation Board. First item on the agenda is the adoption of the proposed agenda for today's meeting. That's been circulated to the board members, and I would ask if there are any amendments. If not, I would ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 The agenda is adopted. The next item is the approval of the last board meeting, which was March 23rd of 2020. Those likewise have been circulated to the board and ask if there's any amendments or changes. If not, I'd ask for a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
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 Those minutes have been approved. Next item is the Recharge New York program concerning new extended and modified allocations. And I'd recognize Keith Hayes, Senior Vice President, Clean Energy Solutions, to present this item. Keith?
Good morning, Judge, board members Silver and Trainer, and all in attendance today. Today, the board is requested to recommend that the trustees approve contract extensions for 10 allocations of Recharge New York Power to existing customers, approve modifications related to 2 previously extended Recharge New York Power allocations, and award new allocations of Recharge New York large business retention and small business and not-for-profit based power to 4 applicants. 10 extension applications, 7 new applications were evaluated for this period, all of which were submitted through the state's consolidated funding application system. The applications included allocation from large businesses, small businesses, and not-for-profit entities. Please note that in the current business environment and in light of COVID-19 pandemic, staff did reach out to all of the applicants to confirm their employment and capital investment commitments. As in the past, applications were evaluated on a competitive basis in consideration of the 12 criteria in the Recharge New York legislation. I won't read through each of the 12 criteria, but the key ones include job commitments, capital investment, and an applicant's risk of closure or leaving the state if they are not awarded a Recharge New York Power allocation. Prior to today's recommendations, please note that 113.3 megawatts are available to allocate out of the 610 megawatts that are set aside for large business retention purposes. 87.7 megawatts are available to allocate out of the 2 megawatts that are set aside for large business expansion purposes, and 4.2 megawatts are available to allocate out of the 100 megawatts that are set aside for small business and not-for-profit purposes. Today's recommendations consist of the following: 10 extension allocations totaling 22.5 megawatts and supporting nearly 30,800 jobs, 2 modifications to previously extended allocations requiring adjustments to the awarded amounts and/or supplemental commitments, 2 new large business retention allocations totaling 0.3 megawatts and supporting the retention of 120 jobs, and 2 new small business and not-for-profit based allocations totaling 0.8 megawatts and supporting over 1,160 jobs. If today's recommended allocations are approved, 113 megawatts will remain available to allocate for large business retention purposes, 87.7 megawatts will remain available to allocate for large business expansion purposes, and 2.9 megawatts will remain available to allocate for small business and not-for-profit purposes. The awarded applicants will be offered Recharge New York contracts for a term of up to 7 years. The contract has provisions for the partial or complete withdrawal of an allocation if the recipient fails to maintain mutually agreed upon commitments relating to, amongst other things, employment or utilization and capital investments. So in summary, the board is being asked today to recommend that the approve contract extensions for 10 allocations of Recharge New York power to existing customers, approve modifications related to the awarded amounts of supplemental commitments associated with 2 previously approved Recharge New York extension allocations, and award 4 new Recharge New York large business retention and small business not-for-profit based allocations. I do want to point something out for this round. I think it's important to note that over 17,200 jobs and $415 million in CapEx is coming from 2 hospitals located in New York City. New York Presbyterian Lower Manhattan has 1,114 jobs and 40.6 million in CapEx investments. And Montefiore Hospital has 16,000 jobs and 374.6 million in capital investment commitments. Kaleida Health, located in Western New York, I would point out, is committing to 5,358 jobs and 75 million in CapEx investments. So during this time, it is very essential for these hospitals to maintain operations, and we are supporting those operations. The assignment is submitted for approval. I'll be happy to take any questions.
Judge, we can't hear you.
I think the judge is on mute.
I think you're muted, Judge.
Yes, I am muted. Sorry.
Okay.
If no one has any questions of Keith, I would entertain a motion to approve the recommendation found in the materials and in his oral presentation.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Recommendations are approved. Next meeting of the board is Monday, July 27th at a time to be determined. And everyone stay healthy. I'd ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. The meeting is adjourned and the mute is off.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank
Thank you,
Have a great
gentlemen.
day.
Stay safe, everyone.
Yep.
Be safe.